Hello, and welcome back to the channel. It is me, your boy Archeo Gamer, and today I am giving you a review of 2020 and 2021 what I've been up to. Now, I'm sorry that it's been about maybe 9 months since my last video. Once I finished in Anascal, I had about a week overturn, and then I was started on a new job in Mallow. And then in Mallow, I had to kind of find my feet first, what I had to do. I'm doing a stage 2 monitoring, like in my very first job in Castlebar, which I'll show you. And then we have to, I'm helping around as well, so I was kind of flat out busy, and I just didn't have the time. I didn't know if I could actually make videos. The goal now in 2022 now is to at least do one video a week, if it's either on this channel, and I have some news until a later date. So cast your mind back to May of 2020. Well, obviously before 2020 we were sent home from college. We had to do college from home, because obviously of this coronavirus. So in May of 2020, when I finished my exams, I finished college for good. Two of my friends stayed on to do an extra year. They're off doing stuff I think it's in England now, or maybe at home here in Ireland. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been talking to them in a while because we've been busy doing stuff, doing our own things in archaeology. So that's it. So I started putting out feelers for jobs. I got this job in Castlebar, and it was for about 2.5 months. So I started in June. I finished in kind of August time, or even July. I think it was actually July, kind of the mid-July or end of July. I started, or finished. There was an ESB line going in there, so I'm going to show you where it was, what I'd done, and I have a few photos to show you as well. Like, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. So I've gone on Google Maps just to give you the street view of what I had to do, and then I went on to the historical environment where during where the ducks were going, and show you what was going on. So I'm just going to jump right into it and show you. So I have it open right now. I'll just go share my screen. So as you can see, here is this place in Castlebar is called McCormick's Estate, and the main road here is where we're doing our work, and we were going down these little sideway alleyways here. Why I was there is because there's a barracks further across the road. When you see on the historical viewer here, we had to there's a barracks there. So these things here are called pillar boxes. They're the main kind of ESB lines, but there's mini ones called mini pillars. You can't really see them here. Oh, you can actually. Well, there's one there, but we were putting another one in here. We were kind of changing the route around. So when I show you in the pictures here, I'll show you now. So here we go, Anascal, Castlebar. So this is what I have Anascal photos as well, and I have Mallow pictures as well. So don't worry. So this is what it is. These are empty ducts. That's what they're called. They're called ESB ducts. So the high voltage wires can go in here, and they can pull the wires. Now this is just at an intersection. This is just from my own photographs that I took, and that probably didn't make it into I had to write the report as well, a whole report myself, with help with the company as well, because they did the background research and everything else. But I had to write that out as well and send it on to them, and then send it on to the government. So this pipe here is actually, we found out in the end, was a hydrant duct, right? So these ducts here are water ducts. They're black. So red is for electricity, blue is actually for a water main. The black is for, I think, hydrants, but old other ESB lines as well, and stuff like that. So this was actually, we didn't know at the time, but we were kind of curious, and we were kind of very careful when we were digging through this, because we didn't know what it actually was. If we hit this and it was live, it could have caused a whole lot of problems. So we called out the ESB lads. The ESB people were in charge of this, so we called them out. The guy that was in charge had a look. He didn't really think it was anything, and then so this is where it actually is. It's the diversion. So the line was going straight through here and then around this way. I'll show you on the historical view of Ireland. But your man had a look, ended up calling out the other fella that was in charge. There was two engineers that were involved with the ESB, they were in charge. So he called out the other fella. The other fella had a look as well, and we were showing him like, oh, you can shake this one. It's very, very like I think it's empty, but I'm not 100% sure. The guys were saying, and your man was like, yeah, okay, have a check now. Grabbed a hammer from the yoke and cracked it, and ended up water shooting out everywhere. Started flooding the whole area, started flooding the road, flooding the trench, like these houses down here were nearly flooded, because the line was going down here and then around the back of that house. So these houses are very low, so the paths were literally on top of each other and nearly flooding up to the door. We had to run around the estate trying to find the hydrant, to try and stop the hydrant. So we had to call out the fire brigade. Fire guard lads had to come out. They had to stop it. It was just horrible. This house here, actually, it was funny. This house here, these are all council houses, by the way. Not that there's anything wrong living in a council house, but this house here had a mad thing going on. One day we saw your man walking fine. Then the next minute, the next day, when we were finishing up, a car flew up this road, stopped outside this house, knocked on the door. Your man opened, pulled him out, and started beating the shit out of him. It was very, very weird. A lot of other stuff happened. We were here at this intersection, and a woman from one of these houses, now it's either from here or around the back, because there's houses on, when you see on the historical view, and there's houses here and then at the back of this house as well. They're the back of the houses, so there's a little laneway going through here. I don't know what happened. She came out, because we were jackhammering. You can't really jackhammer tarmac after, I think, 8 o'clock in the morning, or you can't start anyway until 8 o'clock. And she came out, and she was either on drugs or she was drunk. She came out and she was going crazy at me and my colleagues, and I'm the stand there. I just said, look, I'm not dealing with it. You can talk to this fella. That fella said, I'm not in charge. There's the fella that's in charge. She went over to him, started giving out to him, and it just went on and on. Then the next day she avoided us like the plague, because she was obviously sober at that stage. So this is what happened. So this is where the line was going in. So there's ducts going down here, down this alleyway, down this row of houses, and then down this row of houses. This is the main line going to the back of the wall. There's a river here, so the reason why the company was an underwater kind of archaeology company, so they were dealing with that just in case. And then this one here going down the back. I think also there was in this green a new pillar box going in here, so they'll have to convert all the line going down into this one, or in here there's kind of like a grassy area. There was a pillar box. That pillar box there was actually getting taken out, because they were discontinuing that one, because I don't know why. I think it was because there was some type of oil. I think it was oil based or something. In this one here, it was like an oil base, and it's a part of this house, so they had to kind of get rid of it, I think. Then it was going down here into this, and then there was a grass patch here where the new pillar box was going. I think there was a mini pillar box going in here at the base of the wall here, and then that was really it. I think, after that then, we had to change. I'm after jumping around somewhere. It doesn't really matter, I'm finished here anyway, so we can... there was a mini pillar box in this one. We had to change that one, because it was an old one. They were just kind of going out of date. They were kind of, once, if you knocked off the grid here, in one, like the grid system of that random here, and the whole electricity went off. So this is a new system where they were trying to, if something went, at least the energy of the electricity can go on here into the other boxes and keep the actual other houses, and keep maybe a row of houses maybe gone off, but the rest of the estate doesn't. This is the secure area. This is where the army barracks was. There was houses built here for the army personnel years ago, but they flattened them down. I think the only thing I found there was a bit of dressed stone, which had kind of like fancy kind of facade work done, either for the facade, which is the top of the house, or top where the gutters are, or it was kind of just at the bottom. So I have a bit of that. I have a photo of it at home. I have the part of the brick at home. I should show you when I'll put it up on Instagram. ArchaeoGamer 2020. So that's Castle Bardon. I was staying in I think I was staying in somewhere literally around the corner on this street here. I was staying on in a B&B, so literally was a literally 2 minute walk. That was very handy, and I kind of I ventured around the town. It's a nice looking town. If you ever have a chance to get there, go there. So jump into, so that was June. So jump into, okay, I should be in Annaskull. Why am I not in Annaskull? Oh, okay, that's yeah, okay. I should be in Annaskull. I don't know why. Okay, so we'll live Google it here anyway. So I'll go into Annaskull. Okay, it's not there. It's not coming up. So it's obviously spelled this way. So there's two spellings of Annaskull on the map. So on this one it's ANASUL. But it's not given. It's not showing. I'll just do this. So this is Dingle here on Danganronpa, but we're not going to Danganronpa. We're actually going this way. We're going back towards here, which I'll live do. So I was living in Annaskull, which is just here. But I'll show you on Google Maps where that is. So that's where it is. So this is the one road in and one road out, basically, of the town. So what we were doing here is there's actually, I was working on two separate parts. So from here down, there was this field was blocked off into 5 segments. We started from here and worked our way back. So I got onto 3 sites here. And then when we were getting closer to the compound, which is probably at this square here, we kind of I had to move to this spot here, which is literally around the corner. Oh, okay, sorry, hold on. I'm going to do this. I'll move it before I draw the line. So you move down here. I was literally around the corner. These are called horseshoes. Obviously you can see here, but they're also known as hairpin turns. I was actually in this section here in red, and I'll show you the pictures now if I can. So this is the first site. We're just watching The Mandalorian. This is the end, or one of the episodes. End of the episodes. The Star Troopers the rebels had their Star Trooper helmets on the top. So a friend of mine, 3 of us got our shovels in. I just took this quickly myself. 3 of us got our shovels in the ground and our hard hats, because we had to wear our hard hats all the time. You can see my bag here. I just literally came on site, and it was a lovely morning that day actually. So that's why my coat's there as well. This is just the view walking on site. This is the sunrise in the morning, and you can see like the haze, of the fog, like literally lifting, because we were so early in the morning. This is the second site. So there was the first one here is the first site we worked on. This is the second site we were coming onto, which is just literally like right beside it. This is a ditch I started to dig. So a lot of these kind of field drains were kind of, they were kind of thought they were going to be shallow. Mine was actually really, really deep. You can kind of see 3 fields here. So that's one field here. Then there's the middle field, and then this is the base field. And it went for maybe about 10 meters or 20 meters. Like, it was going very across. This is just the start of it. And we had to take pictures because the sun was very low, or very low. So our phone actually can kind of pick out the stratas. So it kind of cuts like there. So you can kind of see it cutting through here a little bit. That's topsoil. That's not freshly cleaned, but that's it there. But it's kind of going like this and thinning out at the end, at the very top here. And then there's a middle one here, or it could be a pit actually. It's one of the pits maybe that so you can kind of see the pit moving around like this, and then it might extend. This is just a half section of a pit there, so I'll show you. That was that. This is me on one of the lunch breaks. This is in the third field. So I had my tea. Obviously you can see my tea bottle there. This is a feature that I was going to be working on next. I had my barrow and all my stuff beside it, and it was just a lovely day. 3 of us kind of stayed on the site, because The cars were all parked up on the compound, which I showed you here, and we're parked up here, and we were right here. So it was a long trek up. It was maybe a 10-minute trek back to the compound just to have your tea. So three of us decided if it wasn't raining, we'd stay on the site. And that's just me. I've been sleeping in barrels since I was 4. So that's basically it. That was just me having a snooze. One of my friends, John Flynn, took a picture of that, so I told him to send it on to me and just put it up on Instagram. I think it's on the Archeo Gamer 2020 Instagram. I'm not 100% sure, but it's on my personal one. This is me walking on site. We were on the third site, so the third site was, so that's 5, 4, 3 is here in the middle, and then 2, and then 1 was up here. There was a kind of a small ring ditch up here, which another group done, but we didn't do. But this is the second one. So the third one's in the middle here. This is me walking up in the morning. I had to open up this side every morning because I was nearly first one there. Just the nice sunrise in the background, just showing you the landscape. So I had to open up the gates for the cars to come in. Then the site manager will close them in the evening. After that, then that's just the sunrise. Well, these are both 2 sunrises, and you can just see just a different angle of them. It's lovely, and the whole landscape around, that was us every morning walking in. And also these two in the winter time. I think before we left in December, it was really, really cold. There'll be snow on the top of these ones. It was really, really cool. This is the opposite side walking back, just showing you the whole landscape. Oh, it's just amazing. This is a place called Bullinere, which is still in Annascaul, but it's actually it's part of Annascaul, but it's not part of Annascaul, if you get me. So Annascaul is there. So if you walk down here, it's actually, I might be able to find actually. Here it is here actually. This is it, I think. This is where the river meets the ocean. And it's a lovely, 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 lovely spot. And you basically can see all the neighbouring. So if I zoom out here, that's the peninsula. You can kind of see the other neighbouring peninsulas. I think if I zoom out a bit, yeah, you can. So there's Inch Beach is the famous beach. So you get to see here Glen Bay, and you get to see Cromain. You get to see. I think you get able to see. There's Kells. You get to see. I think it stretches as far as I can remember. I think you could see a lot of it. But I'm not 100% sure. You can get there's Inch Beach there, Cromain's there, Glen Bay is in front of us. I think there's another townland just here, and then obviously behind the mountains there's obviously, but you could see a lot of it. That's just me. One of the days I was just walking, got out of the house for a while and went on a walk. So this is the village of Annascaul. That's the old Anchor B&B. A lot of my colleagues stayed in there. It's a lovely place. So here it is. Oh, hold on, wait. This is too far, I think. Yeah, too far. So here is Patchin's pub. It used to be called another pub as well. I can't remember. I remember they were telling me I used to stay in here. This is the second part of the half. In June before I finished. That's where I was staying. This little shop here, Donald's, he was a local hero. Jimmy is his name. He used to pack up the lunches there. Or during COVID, he would pack up. Old people were ringing in the towns, and he would actually drop them off to him. And I also stayed in the start of it here. I stayed in here, which is called Shadow River Farm. Is this the? Well, it's actually. This here. Definitely, yeah. I think this is the be the entrance. This is the entrance here. Now this isn't up to date now. I don't think. This is in 2009. So it wasn't really. I can't really show you, but it's a lovely, lovely B&B here now. It's called Shadow River Farm. Check them out. They're really Inez and Owen is the people that run that. Hold on. Am I able to? No, they won't let me to. Sometimes they'll show you show you. So yeah, I used to cycle down here every morning down this little alleyway here now. Oh no, not, is it here? No, it's not this house or this not this part. Oh, it is actually. But there's a playground somewhere. There's a playground there now somewhere here. I think in here. It's the actual birthplace of Tom Crean, the famous Antarctica explorer. He was born in and around here. He's actually, I think he's only a few minutes away. If I can find it there, he's buried here in this graveyard here, and then I think up. That's that way. There's the Lake Anniscall Lake here. It's a lovely trek as well. I took a walk up there before, or cycled up there. So there's just a few pictures. I think that's the river. This is the Anniscall in general. That's the church, which is a lovely little place. There's Mizzen. Oh, Mizzen, yeah, Mizzen Castle. I have did it. It's actually on private property, so you actually can't. You can't actually go there. But there's Bunnanear there actually. There's Bunnanear here. I might not be able to find it. Find on this though. So, you know, Kinnaird. Here we go. So I think this is it here. And that's an enclosure. It's basically located in and around here, and from what I can remember. Because there's back roads that you can take from Anniscall, so you can follow out through this way and kind of cycle out that way. Here you go. I think this is it. Down there. Oh, that's a church. So like these little red dots all indicate archaeology. Obviously, you know. So actually, this hill here is called the Acres. The Acres Mountain, and people that I was staying with actually herd their sheep on it, and it's really cool. So as you saw from, I turned into a woofer, from archaeologist to woofer, in just after Christmas, so January and February. I was working with the people in Shadow River Farm, Shadow River Farm. I was working with them on their. I was extending the woofer house, so they're going to start being woofering in the future. So that we were putting in like a little kind of new apartment dash playroom for the kids. So I was doing foundations for them here. So it was lovely. That's what it looks like there. From the map, but it's completely changed. This whole area, there's a courtyard in here now. A courtyard. There's they made a little flat for themselves. So when the house is booked out, they can still live on the house, and they have the whole house, like they have a little flat for themselves. I was living in the flat, which is just amazing. They were lovely, lovely people. So now this brings back to 2021. And into 2022. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. You can kind of see there's green, there's blue and green and red. So red is the line now which we're working on. So we're finishing here the line. So the line has to extend up this street here called Emma Street. Now this is just roughly, this is a new sewage line going in. They're tying in this manhole here today actually. These are all shafts that have been put in. So the tunnelers come in, they burrow underneath the bridge into this shaft, then they turn their equipment. We open dug this, so actually I have kind from my friend Dan Lenihan, who was the archaeologist. He was the underwater archaeologist, so they open dug this, and you can see here these are all sheep piles here, and they're laying in the pipes. They're taking out the soil, bringing it over to the other side here. Spreading it. Dan does his thing with the metal detector. He had a metal detector license, and this is a few shots from the drone that he took. So that's the pipe going in. You can kind of see the pipes going in. So on the map here, it's from here to here. And we're opening Duke. So they had sandbags cordoned off here. Then they started loading like kind of hardcore fill around so they can build up the ground so that the diggers can come in, drop stuff in. It's safe for them to work in. Sheep holes are there, so the water's like the river is flowing this way, so the river is kind of diverted temporarily, but hopefully it doesn't come in on top of them as well, because obviously the river is deep, and they're hitting like kind of limestone veins the whole way along this whole area. This is just a find here. This is a brooch from either St. James. We're not 100% sure, just St. James maybe. He's holding a cane here, and stuff like that. He has a belt on. So we wetted this down properly, and you can kind of see more details. But his hands holding onto a staff or whatever here. So yeah, so that's it. So that's the shafts going in there. They're going to kind of extend out here to a couple of areas. They're actually working in here as well. This is Dairygold, or no, no, sorry, I'm lying in here. This is the Dairygold kind of compound dash kind of the college, and it's kind of linking into a side road here at the moment. So it's very, very long. It was actually up was actually working up here as well. It was kind of like it's all over the place. Like it's kind of working on the road as well, the Spa-Well road. It's been, so this is just up to date on kind of what we're working on. So this green circle here is, you're actually like, oh Cormac, what's going on? Like what do you find, and how do you find it and stuff like that. So while I was working on the later half of the can't get the here layer list, sorry. So we were working on, that's not it. Where's the map? Export data, locate, no. Measure, no. That's layer list. Okay, here we go. Query data. No, that's the query data. So sorry, I'm trying to find how to change the map, because this here is actually, so the people that own this land own all this here. There's a house here called Bellevue House. They own like from here all the way up to the back of this. Okay, here we go. So on the map here, on the 6-inch map, on the 6-inch map here, you can kind of see this. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna have to zoom back out again. So this here is a boundary wall, okay, from the people that own this hole. This is Bellevue Lodge. Here now is actually, they own SuperValu, called Dano SuperValu. They own it here on the modern day one. So if I go back onto the OSI map here, you can kind of see there's SuperValu. They own the whole land here, and then it's coming up, they own up to here. So yeah, so when on the 6-inch map we found the boundary wall, and actually at this stage it's kind of strange. We don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure what it is at the moment. I think it's kind of like there was wooden stakes found inside it and on the outside. So we think that they were building. It must have been like a swampy area. So they were building like a plateau, and then they built the wall, chopped down the rest of the platform and left the stakes in it. But that's it. It's a boundary wall coming up here. We don't know if they're trying to fight off the river, so the river kind of breaks the banks and flood up here. So they're trying to keep that from happening. It could be an old flood relief, we don't really know. Or is it a part of the wall? So that's a part of the wall. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but in this time while I was working in here, I got an awful injury. I got a foot injury, so I'll show you now what it is. I took a video of it. So all here was swollen, and you can see like that's a part of my foot, like that's the whole foot swollen there. That was just a part of the job. That's what happens. I was helping, looking at literally when we got to here, I was looking at something. I thought I saw at the base of something, the base of a wall, ended up being nothing. I got in, whatever way I stepped in, I twisted my foot, and I was wearing welly boots, my whole foot rolled, and it's caused it pulled me out for a week. So that's basically it. This is what I am doing in 2022. Still carrying on. So the plan is to try and get a video a week. This is the 19th of January. So when I left in the 30th of April was my birthday, I left you on a cliffhanger. I've actually started the second channel. It's called Archeo Plays. I'll leave the link in the description. So that's going to be maybe gameplay. I'm thinking of maybe starting either a few others, like a reaction one as well, for archaeological stuff, like, you know, kind of pseudo archaeology stuff. I'll get into that later. Videos that my friends posts make in music, like the Irish rap scene, just another kind of video. So if it isn't, I have a few big plans for this channel. It's just going to be time marketive. It's going to take a lot of time to do. Hopefully now I've got a new editor called Kimo. Hopefully she'll help out and edit stuff. So this is just an introductory back into this channel and to promote Archeo Plays, Archeo Gamer Reacts, and all this kind of stuff. Up and coming, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. So hopefully there'll be a video a week here. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. Peace.